Okay, I guess I'll wait for a few people to come. Hi. Special shout out to Stan's Choss, who just messaged me and said it's 3 a.m. where you are. So thanks for waiting for this. Sorry if it's disappointing. Like I said earlier, this is my first live stream. I'm very super nervous. I know that there probably won't be too many people watching this, but I just get really nervous with live stuff. So, hi. So yeah, I guess I will just kind of explain a little bit of why I wanted to do this in the first place. So I wanted to do a live stream. This is kind of a practice run because eventually what I want to do is do live streams on YouTube. And during those live streams, I want to take some songs that are requested by people that maybe aren't like super popular. And I want to kind of live stream for you guys how to play it. So I'll teach you the chords. I'll show you the strumming pattern. I can play like a little part of the song for you. And hopefully that's something that I'll start later this year. And it's a way that I'll be able to get in contact with you guys. More people are watching, it's getting scary. Okay, but hopefully that's a way that I can get in contact with you guys between my uploads, because I know sometimes it can take a few days and weeks between my uploads. So, yeah, I guess as people are joining, hi everyone. I'll explain again at the end why I'm doing this live stream again. But so yesterday I had sent out a message on Twitter and on Instagram of asking you guys if you wanted to send me any questions that you had about guitar or YouTube or anything, and kind of like a little FAQ, very informal. And I have some of those questions. I wrote them down in my notebook so that I could answer them for you. And so I guess I'll just do that. Again, this is very low-key. This is just practice kind of for me, like a practice trial run. So thanks so much for being part of my very first live stream. I'm really excited that you guys are all here. So I'm just going to go ahead and get started. Nuha14 had asked me, where did you learn to play the guitar? And so I wanted to answer that by saying I actually learned it through my brother. He actually played guitar when he was in high school. He was in a band and he had several guitars lying around, and he moved to China. That's where my people are from. He moved to China and he left all his guitars in his room. And so one day I kind of snuck in there just to pick it up, and I wanted to play it, and he had a bunch of books lying around that showed all the different chords and stuff like that. And I kind of just taught myself how to play guitar through that. And yeah, so I guess I learned that when I was maybe 13 years old is when I first started, and I've been playing ever since. So thank you for that question. Vesper Thing had asked, what made you choose the guitar as the instrument you wanted to focus on, play, and teach? And so some of you guys might know that I actually played violin before I played anything else. I started that when I was really super young, like 3 or 4 years old. And then after that, I kind of tried to teach myself a little bit of piano, which went pretty well. I learned a few songs, got them memorized, just enough so that I can kind of play something so people think that I know how to play piano, but really I don't know piano. So then, like I said, when I was 13, I started learning guitar through my brother's guitar, and I wanted to put up like YouTube covers. Like if you look way back in the day at some of my very first videos ever, it was always me singing songs and doing covers. And one of the first covers that I ever did, I used my guitar to like accompany myself, and I noticed a lot of the comments were like, hey, how did you play that on guitar? So I guess ever since then, I started doing guitar tutorials, and the people who were watching them found them very helpful, asked for more, and it kind of just grew from there. So I guess I've been doing tutorials on my channel ever since, and it's worked out really well for me because now I've kind of grown a big following, and you guys really seem to enjoy the videos that I make for you, and I'm really happy that they help you so much. My hand is sweating. I'm so nervous. I can't even hold my phone. Okay. Woo. Okay. Let's see. Christopher wants Nata Di Coco asked me, do you have any advice for beginners who strum their guitar too hard? So I think for this, it's a lot about just practice, knowing, like finding that balance of how much pressure to use when you're strumming guitar. But the way that I first learned to play guitar was I would use my thumb. Like when I would strum my guitar, I would just use the side of my thumb to strum. And I think that really helps with, like how the pressure you're putting on it. Sometimes if you use a pick, I feel like you can't really feel how much pressure you're using, so that can lead you to strum your strings too hard. But yeah, so I would say maybe try practicing with your hands at first, your fingers. And that is also a really good idea. Maybe I can make a TMT tutorial or something about that in the future. So thanks for that question. Despua had asked, do I have any hand exercises that you can do to improve or increase the strength in your hands and in your fingers? That's actually quite a loaded question. There's a lot of things you can do to help with your, muscle memory and like stuff like that. But I would say the most practical thing that you can do is just to play more songs, just to play those chords more often so that you can get your hands and your fingers strengthened in that way. Muscle memory is a huge part of playing guitar. The more that you play, the more easy it becomes to play those chords and stuff like that. And so I would just say, just keep practicing, stick with chords that you know really well and just play them over and over again. I know this sounds like I'm rambling. I haven't really thought about these questions too much, but again, that's another loaded question. I think that I could make a whole TMT tutorial about that, so I will keep that in my mind to make for the future for you guys. Mark Wu. Hey, Mark, I know you, I don't know if you're watching right now, but I know you follow me on Twitter and we talk a lot, so hi. He says, what was it like when you first started YouTube? So I started YouTube back in 2008. That was over 10 years ago. I know it's been so long. And back then YouTube was really different, and I feel like there's a lot less people on YouTube. So when you posted videos, I feel like it was a lot harder for people to find you, I guess, or maybe that's just because I was smaller back then. I don't know, but I do remember back then I just posted more for fun. Like nobody ever watched it, and the people who did watch it were people I like knew. Like I would send links to my family members and stuff, and yeah, so it was just a lot different than it is now, especially now that my channel has grown to over 500,000 subscribers. Thank you guys so much, by the way. Like that number is just incredible. I can't even like picture that many people. That's crazy. But thank you guys so much for subscribing. And yeah, YouTube is way different now, and in a lot of good ways, in some bad ways. Again, that's a whole video. I could talk a whole thing about that, but I do love YouTube. I am very grateful for the opportunity to, get in touch with you guys all the time and help you learn guitar. And nothing makes me happier than to see the videos that you guys send me of you playing the songs that you learn from my videos. That just makes my day every time. Please send me more of those. I love those. And yeah, okay, let's move on to the next question. Hajaker, sorry about that. He says, can you give examples of different BPMs and how the strumming sounds? So if you guys don't know BPM, I think he means beats per minute, and that's just like how fast a song is going. And, the strumming would definitely depend on how fast the song is going. Like you could use the same pattern, but it would change based on how fast the song is going. Again, I'm rambling. This has a lot to do with music theory and things like that, so this is another loaded question. I think that I would be able to make a whole video just talking a little bit about music theory. In fact, that's something that I've thought about in the past. I don't know if you guys are interested in something like that, but to play guitar, to play piano, to play violin, any instrument at all, you do need to have a basic foundation of music theory. It would be really super helpful to learn a new instrument of any kind. So if you guys ever want to know more about music theory, let me know, because I did take a few classes in high school and in college of music theory, so it's been a while. I'm a little rusty, but I think that I know enough that I would be able to teach you guys at least the basics. So if that's something that you would want to watch, just let me know, and I can get started on those kinds of videos too. So yeah, sorry, Hajaker. I don't think I'm going to be able to give examples yet. Maybe I'll make that in a video in the future for you. Gallum says, who's your inspiration for playing guitar? You guys know this one. If you guys have followed me for any amount of time, you would probably know that my inspiration is probably the biggest would be Taylor Swift, obviously. I love her. I love her songs. I love her songwriting skills. I just love everything about her. She just makes my heart so happy. I just love her. So yeah, she's definitely my biggest inspiration as far as songwriting and wanting to play the guitar in the first place goes. But I would also have to give a little bit of credit to my older brother, just because, little siblings, they always kind of copycat their older siblings, and I was very much like that. My brother, anything he did, I wanted to copy him and do it too. So I have to credit him for playing the guitar first, starting that band in high school. If it weren't for him, I don't think I ever would have picked up guitar, and then I wouldn't be where I am today. So definitely my brother's an inspiration too. But right now, of course, Taylor Swift is my biggest inspiration because she's just amazing and I love her. Let's see. X Mandy said, do you also write your own songs? I do write my own songs. I haven't posted any of my original songs for a few years now. I used to write a lot of like cheesy, corny, like happy songs just because I guess that was like how I felt all the time. But, you know, recently some stuff has happened and I have been a little bit more, my eyes have been opened in the love department, and I have written a few songs that are not so happy and cheesy, but I think right now I'm not ready to show them to you guys yet just because I literally can't get through playing them myself without crying sometimes. So when I feel like I'm, you know, over everything, then maybe I'll be able to post those songs because I think that those are the ones that are a little more adult, a little bit more mature, a little more raw. And so if you guys want to see those, then goodbye forever. Yeah. Anyways, yeah, so those will be out soon, hopefully. I do want to share them with you because I am proud of all the songs that I write. Otherwise I wouldn't post them. So these ones I do want to eventually show you guys. Just I don't think that I'm ready yet. So okay, Lydia Ulrich says, do you have any advice for getting better at playing guitar? Again, this is like so cheap. Like it's the answer everyone gives, but it's the most like reliable answer is just to practice. You guys have to practice like every day, even if it's just for 5 minutes a day, just pick up your guitar and play a few chords, play a few strumming patterns, play one song one time through, you know, like just that constant playing will really, really help with the muscle memory. And with any instrument, but especially guitar with all the chord shapes and stuff, muscle memory is such a big deal. And I feel like that's really what's going to help propel you from like this level of playing guitar to like up here is just knowing those chords and having them memorized and things like that. So yeah, short answer is just practice every day, practice more often. Sorry that I don't have any sort of magic recipe for, you know, playing better, but that's just really what it takes. Anton Samoylin says, have you ever tried playing songs in different languages? And I haven't, but I do know that a lot of my subscribers are international. I've gotten a lot of requests for K-pop songs. I've gotten requests for Indian songs, for Chinese songs, for, I think like Filipino songs and stuff like that. So, obviously I don't speak any of those languages. I speak a little bit of Chinese, but that's it. So I don't, like, when you guys send me links to those songs, I love listening to the music, but I don't like really know what the words are saying. And, you know, it's not really an American song or songs that they play here on the radio and stuff. And so generally I don't usually look into those songs just because that request is so like, you know, personal or like obscure. Like I don't think a lot of people would watch it, I guess. But again, that's the purpose of this whole live stream thing. In case you weren't here at the very beginning, is I'm doing this live stream as a practice because eventually I do want to do live streams on YouTube where I can teach you guys songs that are a little bit more obscure. So, you know, if you guys want like a K-pop song or something, I might not make a whole like full-length video with all the edits and stuff, but I could definitely jump on YouTube whenever I have a free moment and just be like, hey guys, today I'm going to teach you guys this song, and then I'll show you the chords, show you the strumming, play a little bit of the song for you, and maybe that'll help some of you guys who are wanting those songs that are in different languages or ones that aren't like, you know, top 40 and stuff like that. And yeah, so thanks for the question. XO Shine XO says, how did you learn to play guitar? I kind of talked about this a second ago, but I learned from my brother. I kind of took his guitar books and kind of taught myself, and that was quite a few years ago. Ever since then, I do try to challenge myself still to this day, and I'll try to learn other songs and learn finger picking patterns and learn more difficult techniques and things like that. In fact, right now I'm in the middle of filming a video that I don't want to give away too much, but I am practicing something, and my goal is to upload this when I can finally play the song through, because right now I'm really bad at this song, so I have like actual footage of me practicing it every day, so that'll be a fun video, I think, to just put up. And then, let's see, Vixstan0912 says, have long fingernails ever been one of my early learning problems? You guys actually get this question a lot. I guess for me, long fingernails obviously have never been a problem. I have like really short fingernails, but I think it's because when I was younger, I played violin my entire like young childhood life. I started when I was 3 or 4 years old, so I've always had to have really short fingernails in order to play the violin and get those strings and stuff, and guitar is no exception. I really do think that you need to have short nails to play the guitar well, because if you have those long nails, it's really hard because you want to put your fingers like right here on the fretboard, and if you have a long nail, that's going to really prevent you from getting straight onto the guitar fretboard, or you're going to have to play like at an angle, and then what that's going to do is it's going to touch another string next door to the string you actually want to play. So, you know, a lot of you guys, when you ask about like buzzing sounds and stuff like that, that's probably the reason, is that you have long fingernails and your finger is going on the fret like kind of horizontal instead of like, you know, straight down. And so if that's something that you're experiencing problem-wise, I would say definitely give your nails a cut and then see if that helps at all. Try to get, you know, this kind of curvature going on instead of like a flat kind of thing. But yeah, nails have never been a problem personally for me, just because I keep my nails really short all the time anyway. But I do know that for girls, you know, a lot of girls like to have those beautiful nails and stuff like that, which is totally fine. But I think that if you do really want to buckle down and play an instrument like guitar, I would definitely give those nails a little cut. It doesn't have to be as short as mine, but short enough that you have a little bit of the fleshy part of your nails so that you can play those guitar chords and stuff. Let's see. Slims12 says, how many years have you been playing guitar and how often do you practice? So like I said earlier, I started when I was about 13, 14 years old, so quite a few years now. And how often do I practice? I used to practice so much. Like guitar, when I first started learning, I just fell in love. I loved the way it sounded. I love the fact that you can play a song and sing along with it. With violin, you can't really do that, you know, so guitar was so fun because it let me be able to sing and stuff like that too. So right now though, I'm kind of busy with like, you know, real world stuff like my job and things like that. I've got a lot of stuff going on. I have a few extra things going on for YouTube as well, which I'm excited to share with you, but I'm not ready to share with you yet, but hopefully that's coming out next month. And yeah, so right now I don't practice every day like I would want to. I probably just practice in my free time, which is usually on the weekends. So yeah, not as much as I would like, but I do try to practice as much as I can. Elise Badder says, how can we improve faster playing guitar? Oh, okay. So how can you improve on playing guitar faster? Again, this is like I said earlier, there's no easy answer. You just have to practice. The more practice you put into it, the faster you'll progress. I guarantee it. If you're just going to sit and practice, you know, 10 minutes a day, then it is going to take you a longer time to get really good at those, you know, guitar techniques and stuff like that. But if you sit down and practice for an extended period of time every day, you'll remember, you know, how it feels on your hands. You'll remember like technical things in your head. Like you'll remember things so much better and faster the more often you come back to it. So I'm not saying like sit down for 3 hours and play all at once, but like every day come back to it like 10 minutes at a time and just remember and jog your memory every time you pick up your guitar. And that's the best way to improve on your skills and to, you know, learn guitar the fastest way is just to put in more and more practice. Again, there's no like magic technique or anything. Like everything in life, you just have to practice to get better at something. This is the last question. It says, Evermore Smiling. They asked, what should I do to mute the chords a little? So I'm guessing this is like palm muting. I have a TMT almost ready to go. I haven't actually filmed it yet, but I do have in my journal everything that I want to tell you guys about palm muting. I know that's a huge hot topic across a lot of my videos because I do use it a lot in my tutorials, and I know a lot of you guys have been struggling with it. So I am going to try so hard to get that video out as soon as possible because I do know that palm muting is something that, you know, we use a lot and is a really useful technique to have, and it can really just make night and day with your strumming patterns. If you just add a palm mute, it sounds so different and so cool and so rhythmic. So I will definitely get going on that. I have a bit of advice that I've written down that I wanted to share with you with palm muting, as well as just technique, like advice of how to do it. So yeah, so actually that was the last question, but again, let me just tell you guys again why I'm doing this in case you weren't here at the very beginning. I am doing this live stream as a practice trial run because eventually I do want to do live streaming over on my YouTube channel, and when I do live streaming there, I do want to do like quick overviews of how to play different songs. Maybe not ones that I want to do like a whole video on where I do all the edits, but just like a really like, you know, overview, like here's the chords, here's the strumming, let me play it for you, you know, good luck kind of a thing. So definitely, if that's something that you think you'd be interested in, those would be more like personal requests, like people who are like, I want to learn this song in particular. Like right now, normally when I do my actual YouTube videos, I look for the top requested songs under my comment section. So if someone says, I want to learn this song, and it has like 100-something thumbs up, then I know, wow, a lot of people want to learn that song. So that's the song that I try to go for next. But with my live streams on YouTube, I'd like to go for more of those songs that are a little bit less requested, a little bit more unique and stuff like that. So that's the purpose of that. I'm still really nervous. I'm still like, my palm's still sweating. I don't know. This live stream thing is crazy, but I see like a bunch of hearts. So I don't know if that's people liking the video or what, but thank you so much for watching. And, yeah, I can't believe I have all these comments and I totally ignored it the whole time that we were live streaming. I'm so sorry. I will try to live stream more often. Again, this is just a practice trial run, but thank you guys so much for coming and joining me on this. I wish I could talk to you guys. Hi, Stance Chas. Hi, Awas Star 123. Hi, Tome Alves. Slade. Okay, you guys are awesome. Thank you so much for your support and everything, and I'm gonna have to go back to getting some editing done because I have a tutorial coming out very soon, as well as a kind of not tutorial but like just a TMT type video that I'm working on as well. So I'm gonna get back to editing now, and I love you guys so much. Thanks so much for joining me, and if you like this, let me know and I will try to do them more often, and hope you guys have a really great day. Thanks to those of you who stayed up really late to watch this. I'm sorry if it wasn't as entertaining as you thought it was gonna be. Okay, I love you guys. All right, bye.